Dear friends, scholars and students, I am Professor Satish Prakash Shukla. Today we are going to discuss about experimental research method. Before starting for that, first of all, we will try to understand the meaning of experiment. Friends, in general term, we can say that the observing the impact or effect of a particular factor or a particular variable on a particular characteristic or attribute in a controlled situation is known as experiment. The factor or the variable effect of which is to be observed is known as independent variable, and the characteristic or attribute that is affected by independent variable is called uh, dependent variable. In this way, in any experiment, variables play an important role. So first of all, before proceeding for experimental research, we must know different types of the variable. Mainly 5 types of the variable are there in terms of experiment. Number one, independent variable. It is also known as absolute variable. The variable which may affect the value of another variable is called independent variable. Another variable is dependent variable. The variable value of which is affected by another variable is called dependent variable. In any experiment, experimenter tries to establish cause and effect relationship between these two variables, in which independent variable plays the role of cause and dependent variable becomes the effect. In this way, cause and effect relationship is established by conducting the experiment. Third variable is moderator variable. There are so many variables other than these two independent dependent variables which may affect the cause and effect relationship between independent dependent variables. All such variables are known as moderator variable. If the effect of moderator variable is controlled, then it is called controlled variable. If the effects of moderator variable is eliminated or eradicated, then it is known as control variable. Some more moderator variables are there. They either cannot be measured or are ignored during the experiment. Such all the variables are known as intervening variables. They either cannot be measured or are ignored due to situation, so they are known as intervening variable. Moderator variables have different types like extraneous variable and confounding variable. Or moderator variable in extraneous variable or confounding variable has ability to affect the cause and effect relationship between independent and dependent variable. Now we will see the meaning of experimental research method. A research method in which the impact of independent variable on dependent variable is observed in a controlled situation or controlled environment is known as experimental research method. While conducting the experimental research method, the experimenter has to take care of four essential elements of the same. Number one is controlling extraneous variable. If extraneous variable are not controlled, then precise and clear impact of independent variable on dependent variable cannot be measured. So first of all, we have to control the extraneous variable, moderator variable, confounding variable. Second essential element of experimental research is manipulation of an independent variable, because we have to see the impact of independent variable. So the subject of the study must be given some particular treatment, and the process of giving this treatment is known as manipulation of independent variable. Number three is measurement of dependent variable. After manipulation of the independent variable, after completion of the experiment, the dependent variable must be measured, otherwise we cannot Now the impact of clear and precise impact of independent variable on dependent variable. So dependent variable must be measured after completion of the experiment. And fourth one is replication of the experiment. If the same experiment is conducted more than once and always the same kind of the result is found, then we confidently say that if this experiment will be conducted, then this type of the result will be obtained. So to be sure about the result of the experiment, we must uh, conduct the same experiment more than once. Then only the result obtained by the experiment can be generalized on the larger population. These four are the major elements of essential elements of experimental research. Friends, one more thing is there to be taken care of, that is validity of experimental research. What does it mean? Mainly, experimental research is done mainly to realize two main objectives. Number one, to check the clear and precise impact of independent variable on dependent variable, that is number one. And number two, to generalize the results obtained by the experiment on a larger population. Any experimental research that has ability to realize these two objectives properly is known as the experimental research having the ability of maintaining validity. Two types of the validity are there. Number one, internal validity. What does it mean? Ability of any experiment of checking the clear and precise impact of independent variable on dependent variable is called internal validity. Another one is external validity. Ability of any experiment of generalizing the result obtained by that particular experiment on the larger population is known as external validity. Experimenter has to take care of these two types of the validity while conducting the experiment. Friends, in terms of the ability of the experiment of maintaining these two types of the validity, different types of research experimental design are used in experimental research. Let us see which are those. Number one, pre-experimental design. Number two, true experimental design. Number three, quasi-experimental design. In this lecture, we will discuss about pre-experimental design. Pre-experimental design is considered as the least reliable experimental design, because in this design, either any type of the validity is not maintained, or no efforts are made to maintain both the types of validity, internal and external validity. Such type of the experimental design is known as pre-experimental design. Pre-experimental design has mainly three types. Number one group case study design. Number two, one group pre-test post-test design. Number three, two group static design. Now we'll see all the designs one by one. Let us start with one shot, one group case study design. As shown on the, as reflected from the name of the design, only one group is selected in this design for conducting the experiment. It is also known as one shot or one group case design, case study design. It is known as case study design because only one group is selected for conducting the experiment. In this design, first of all, a group of subjects is selected. Such a group of subjects is selected that is formed naturally. The group is not made by applying any statistical technique. Again, we have to remember that in this design, the naturally formed group is only selected, and after selecting the group, independent variable is manipulated, means treatment is given to the subjects of the group. After completion of that experiment, all the subjects of the group are measured in terms of dependent variable. Uh, After obtaining the scores of the subjects in terms of the dependent variable, average score is obtained. Then on the basis of average score of the subjects in the test, uh, assumption is made uh, for uh, predicting the for establishing the impact of independent variable on dependent variable. Here, this design is presented symbolically in this way as shown on the screen. EXT2, where E is naturally formed experimental group, X is the treatment independent variable, and T2 is post-test. Let us see the example of the same. Here one example is given: impact of yoga exercise on the mental health of the children living in orphanages. Here a group of children living in orphanages is selected, and this group is formed naturally. After selecting the group, the students and the subjects are uh, made do yoga exercise, and in this way experiment is conducted. To the experimenter makes the subjects do yoga exercise. After completion of that program, the mental health of the children is measured, and the average scores of the subjects in mental health test is obtained, and on the basis of the average score, it is assumed that whether the independent variable affects the dependent, means yoga exercise affects the mental health of the subject or not. In this way, in this method, uh, scores are obtained only once, and the obtained scores are not compared with any other scores. Let us see the benefits of this design. The benefits are: number one, sample can be selected easily because naturally formed the group of the subject is to be selected. Another benefit of this design is experiment can be completed in less time because only one group is to be selected, and at the same place the experiment is to be conducted. So time more time is not much time is not consumed. Third one is no list assistants are required for the experiment because only one group is there and the experiment is to be conducted only once. So assistants for conducting the experiment are not required. It is the least expensive of all experimental design because the same thing, only one group is to be selected and the experiment is to be conducted only on one group. So in terms of the expense, this is less expensive. No complex statistical computation is required for data analysis, as we have discussed earlier. After completion of the experiment, subjects are measured in terms of the dependent variable, and only the average of the score is found on the basis of the average uh, impact of independent variable on dependent variable is assumed. So no complex statistical calculation is required here. Now let us see the limitation of this design. Limitations of one short case study design. Number one, only an assumption is made for the findings of research on the basis of the score. The scores are not compared with any other score, so only assumption is made. So we cannot confidently say that the scores obtained in terms of the dependent variable show the clear impact of independent variable. Another limitation of this design is no effort is made for controlling the extraneous variable and situational variables in this design. It is obvious that is because the naturally formed group is selected and no any effort is made for controlling the extraneous variable. So we cannot conclude confidently that the scores of post-test reflect the true effect of the treatment. It may be possible that the scores obtained in terms of the dependent variable may be caused by some other extraneous or moderator variable that are not taken care of during the experiment. So that's why any kind of the validity cannot be maintained in this design. This design has been useful only in case studies because only one group is to be selected. So on larger scale, this design cannot be used in terms of the larger population. Another design is one group pre-test post-test design as reflected from its name. In this design, one group is selected, that is also naturally formed group is selected. Here pre and post both tests are used. After selecting the group, before conducting the experiment, pre-test of the subjects is taken in terms of the dependent variable. Then the subjects are given the particular treatment. It means independent variable is manipulated. After completion of the experiment, again the test of the subjects is taken in terms of the dependent variable. The scores of the subjects in pre-test and post-test are compared, and on the basis of this comparison, decision regarding the impact of independent variable on dependent variable is taken. Let us see how this design is presented symbolically. It is presented symbolically as shown on the screen. T1, EX, T2, where T1 is pre-test, E is naturally formed experimental group, X is the treatment independent variable, and T2 is post-test. In this design, pre and post-test are taken, so it is more reliable than the first one. Let us see the example of the same. Here one example is given. Impact of adjustment development program on the adjustment of the students of a mischievous class. Here the students of a mischievous class is taken for the experiment, and such class is formed naturally by experience or by observation. The experimenter can decide the mischievous class. So naturally formed group of the subjects is taken here, and after selecting the subjects, first of all the adjustment of the students is measured, that is known as pre-test. Then adjustment development program is used, or the subjects of the group are involved in adjustment development program. In this way experiment is conducted. After conducting the experiment, again the adjustment of the subjects is measured. In this way pre and post both the tests are used. By comparing the scores of the subjects in pre and post test, the decision regarding the impact of adjustment development program on the adjustment of the students is taken. This is more reliable than the first one. Why? For that we must see the benefits of the same. The benefits of the same are shown on the screen. Number one, as both pre and post tests are used, a particular decision regarding the changes in the subjects can be taken in the context of variable characteristics under study, because comparison is made, so we can say the improvement that is seen in the adjustment of the subjects after the experiment is due to only independent variable. Sample is selected easily because only one group is to be selected and naturally formed group is selected, so sample can be selected easily. It consumes less time. Again, only one group is to be selected and the experiment is to be conducted only once, so it consumes less time, and that's why it does not require more assistance during experiment. It is less expensive. Again, only one group is to be selected. So no more expense is required here. No complex statistical computation is required because the mean of pre-test and post-test are compared only. So no complex statistical computation is required to come to the conclusion. Now let us see the limitation of the same. Limitations of one group pre-test post-test design are shown on the screen. Here also no extraneous variable is controlled. No any moderator variable is controlled. So the validity of the experiment may be affected. Clear and that's why clear and precise effect of independent variable on dependent variable cannot be observed. As discussed earlier, any kind of validity cannot be maintained in this design. I will see a third type of pre-experimental design, that is two-group static design. As reflected from its name, here two groups of the subjects are selected for conducting the experiment. Here also both the groups are conducted. Naturally formed groups are selected for the study, and after selecting two groups of the subject, one group is given treatment and another is not given any treatment, or given such a treatment that may not affect the dependent variable directly. After conducting this experiment, test of the subjects in terms of the dependent variable is taken, and the scores of the subjects of both the groups are compared to come to the conclusion regarding the impact of independent variable on dependent variable. This design can be presented symbolically as shown on the screen. E x T2, then dots are given, then C dash T2. E means naturally formed experimental group of subjects. X means treatment or independent variable. T2 is controlled group. C means control group. T2 is post-test. And in this symbolic presentation, dots are shown. That dots indicate that both the groups, means experimental and controlled group, are not made equivalent. That is indicated by these dots. This design is considered more reliable than first two. Why? For that we must see the benefits of the same. Before that we see the example of two-group static design. Here one example is given: effectiveness of personal counseling and group counseling on self-concept of postgraduate students. Here two groups of postgraduate students are selected. One group is given personal counseling and another group is given group counseling. After counseling period, after completion of this counseling or completion of this experiment, self-concept of the subjects of both the groups is measured and the scores of both the groups are compared to come to the conclusion of the impact of personal or group counseling on self-concept. In this way, in this design, both the groups are such groups are selected which are formed naturally. Now we see the advantages of these two group static design, because as I have said that this design is considered more reliable than first two design. Why? Some benefits are there. Let us see. They are shown on the screen. This is more reliable than one group pre-test post-test design that I have discussed, because conclusions regarding the change in dependent variable can be made confidently, because two groups are there. One group is given treatment, another group is given another type of treatment. So the improvement that is found after the experiment in terms of the dependent variable can be judged in terms of the independent variable, whether independent variable have any effect on dependent variable or not. Experimental can make the conclusion confidently because two groups are there. Sample can be selected easily because naturally formed groups at the same place are selected for conducting the experiment. In most of the cases, both the groups are selected from the same place. So sample can be selected easily. It consumes less time because the experiment is to be conducted at the same place on both the groups. So less time is required for conducting experiment. It is less expensive again. Naturally formed group is selected, so more efforts are not to be made to select the sample, and experiment is conducted at the same place. So in terms of the expense, it is less expensive. Some limitation of two group static design are there, as shown on the screen. Number one, no effort is made for controlling the extraneous and situational variable in this design also. Any kind of validity, because extraneous variables are not controlled, so any kind of the validity cannot be maintained in this design. Friends, in this way, today we have discussed about the meaning of experiment, types of variable, meaning of experimental research, validity of experimental research, types of experimental design, and among all the types we have discussed about pre-experimental design in detail. Now in next lecture we will discuss about true experimental design. Till then, goodbye.